Welcome to my classroom. Mending Wall by Robert Frost is the opening poem of his second collection of poetry entitled North of Boston, which was published in 1914. Like most of the poems in above mentioned collection, this one, Mending Wall, also narrates a story that is based in rural New England. This is a story of a fence that is rebuilt in every spring between the lands of two New England farmers. Before we read Mending Wall by Robert Frost, we must know about Robert Frost. His poetry is principally associated with the life and landscape of New England, and he was a part of traditional verse forms and metrics. And he can be called a regional poet. And his works, normally his poems, begin in simple delight and ends in great wisdom. The poem Mending Wall is set at the site of a stone wall between the two farms of two hardworking men of New England. And one of the speaker is the poet himself. And there is a talk between two neighbors about rebuilding the wall in between their farms. The poem is written in the first person, so we can assume that the speaker of the poem is the poet himself. We shall discuss the first 4 lines. In these lines, the poet speculates that there must be something in the vicinity. Vicinity means in the surroundings that breaks down the wall again and again. And he says it can be the frozen ground. The frozen ground swells under it. Swells means the tremor or it shakes. And it spills. It spills means it throws or tops and falls the upper boulders. Boulders means the round stones. So he thinks that it can be the tremor in the earth or the shiver or the shake in the earth, frozen ground, in the strong ground, and it spills the upper boulders. Upper boulders means the round stones falls down, and there is a gap. A gap is formed in between that two persons can pass through abreast. Abreast means side by side. In these lines 5 to 11, we see that the poet rejects the idea that the wall could have been broken by the hunters. He himself has made repairs, or he himself had repaired after the hunters. Hunters have rearranged the stones to allow rabbits to come out of their holes for their dogs to catch. However, these gaps must have now appeared on the wall, have been made by something that is unseen and unheard. Line 12 to 15, we see that the poet says that the wall is between two lands separated by a hill. The farmer who lives on the other side of the hill is informed about the hole. A day is fixed on which they both meet and they walk along the wall, each on his side surveying the damage. In these lines, the poet says that he and his neighbor each take it upon themselves. They take it as their own responsibility to restore the boulders that have fallen. Boulders means round stones fallen on his side of the hill. So they take their responsibility to rebuild the wall. However, this is a difficult task since the stones are not always the same size or shape. Some are oblong and some are round. and only magic can hold them in their places. Some are round, some are flat. So they cannot be fixed together. So magic should be applied to hold them in their places. In these lines, the poet says that his hands as well as his neighbor's hands become calloused, or means hurt, bruised, murivelka, as a result of picking up the heavy boulders, stones. It feels like they are playing some sort of game where there is only one opponent on each team. It seems like playing rather than working, because the wall is wholly unnecessary since the two farmers grow a different kind of plants. The poet grows apples and his neighbor grows pine trees. So the poet believes that there is not that wall is not at all necessary for them. The poet says that he has tried to tell his neighbor that his apple trees will never encroach upon his pines, akramikya, കയറി വരിക, upon his pines, but that the neighbor remains unconvinced. He wouldn't believe all this. His logic is putting up the wall is that all good neighbors are separated by strong fences. However, in the springtime, the poet feels mischievous and tries to convince his neighbor to agree with him in another way. So the poet tries to put that notion, belief, or concept in his neighbor's head. He asks him, why do they make good neighbors? Why do they make good neighbors? Isn't it where there are cows? So a wall is necessary when there are cows. But here, no cows to encroach. And when you make a wall, what are you walling in and what are you walling out? What are you trying to send away, or what are you trying to keep away? And what are you protecting? That he asks his neighbor, what are you trying to protect and what are you keeping away? And I tried to attack him. In these lines, the poet again speculates, assumes that the wall could have been pulled down, damaged. Pulled down means damaged by elves. Elves, ghost or supernatural elements. Elves. So he doesn't want to tell this issue to his neighbor, because hoping that instead that neighbor would come to the same conclusion. As the neighbor works on rebuilding the wall, the poet feels that he resembles. So the neighbor is busy working or mending the wall, and he says that he resembles. He looks like an uncouth, uncivilized inhabitant. He looks like a savage, uncivilized, a man or a person from an inhabitant from Stone Age. So he says that, or humorously says that, my neighbor looks like an uncivilized savage or an inhabitant from Stone Age, because he is handling with stones. Whose weapons were, in those days, they used stones as weapons. So whose weapons are those very rocks which made up the wall? In these last lines, the poet suggests that his neighbor has some kind of kinship relation with darkness. But that darkness is not by the shade of trees in the forest, that the darkness is from his mind, because his mind is that he is so narrow-minded, that there is darkness in his mind, that he would never reconcile with the poet, and he believes that he would never agree to the poet, and he would definitely he would rebuild that wall. But the poet believes that there is no need of such walls, because but the poet's neighbor believes that good fences make good neighbors. For such good relationships, such walls, such boundaries, such limitations are necessary. for the neighbor, but poet believes that there is no need of such boundaries, there is no need of such limitations.